everybody, blind Visor Guy here. Blind because I'm blind, visor because I wear cool visors, and guy, well, I'm a guy. A little story about this morning. I went to make some backup hand sanitizer from scratch, but I just ended up with this cocktail. So anyways, set that over here. Starting this first ever video from my first ever YouTube channel. One, to spread awareness about the blind community, but two, just to show you stuff I enjoy. So today, you're going to watch me make a pastrami sandwich. So I'm basically going to play with sharp knives and hot oil. And yes, I am blind. So here we go. So here in front of me, I have the veggies I'm going to use. I have an onion. Not really sure if it's white or yellow, but it doesn't matter. I got a jalapeno pepper, because we got to add the spice of life. One garlic clove. I believe that's all the veggies I'm using today. I am going to use also some just regular yellow mustard, some, I guess it's healthy mayonnaise, and this little guy here, where did I put him? This is from a leftover Chinese meal, the little spicy yellow mustard. What else do I got? Over here by the stove, I got my sourdough bread, the nice loaf style with the big long slices, some pepper jack cheese, and some pastrami from the butcher, along with my skillet and my oil. So first, let's watch me chop some onions. So, I did use this onion before. I'm just going to kind of measure off how much I want to use. And I'm going to be preparing this meal for two people, my lovely director and myself. And we'll do the taste test later. Get rid of this stuff over here. Peel off the stuff I don't want. Everything's just done by touch for me, and smell. I got the onion, so obviously I'm using my smell a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit more. And whenever I chop, I like to discuss it as far as rough chop, fine chop, medium chop. I think it makes a difference how long you're going to cook something. So this I'm going to cook a lot, so I actually don't want it to go all the way down, like get smaller, I mean. So I'm going to do kind of a rough chop here, just kind of chop it into not small pieces like I would do if I was making a pico or a salsa, but more like some rougher chops. So when you eat the sandwich, you'll actually be able to taste it. Now, most people probably wouldn't put a jalapeno into a pastrami sandwich, but I'm kind of crazy that way. So here we go. This is the important cut right here, because this lets you know how many seeds you're going to get in there. So this one I got some seeds, I think that's good. And then I'm going to chop up the rest and throw this top away. So, my sharp knife again. And this one with jalapenos, unless you really want a big bite, it's finer for a smaller chop, I think. Sometimes if I'm doing a lot of jalapenos, I will wear a glove, but I'm feeling a little risky today, so I'm actually not going to wear a glove. So this one, I'll do a little bit of a finer chop, get those seeds right in there with it. This will give our pastrami sandwich some spice of life. And I just do it all by touch, kind of fill these big pieces in here. A little bit more. It'd be fun to taste one in your bite, but you don't want a big old chunk of this in any one of your bites. Again, this is for two people, so one kind of jalapeno for two people I don't think will cause too much pain. Alright, I'll put this over here with my onions, and last but not least, my garlic. Got one big clove here. I might have used two if this one wasn't so big. So a little area. So I think most of us do our garlic the same way, but I start with cutting off the ends. Then whenever I cut off and don't want something, I just get rid of it right away so it doesn't get mixed back in there with the goods. Give her a crush. Give her a peel. And just kind of feel it, make sure I get all that loose skin off. Then kind of same as this with the jalapeno, I'm going to give it a little bit of a finer chop. You want that garlic to fully reduce down. And my next step is going to be throwing these three veggies in a skillet with some hot oil, reducing them down a little bit, getting some of the sugars out of the onion, getting the jalapeno soft and getting that garlic flavor in there. There's already a lot of flavor in pastrami, so this is also for texture. And you know, it's vegetables, so it's going to make it healthier. Alright, here we go. So, done playing with the sharp knife for now. Over to my wonderful electric stove. I would prefer to have flame, but that might be in episode 13 of Blind Visor Guy. I'm going to go for kind of a medium high heat, 7 or 8. Use olive oil. Got my olive oil over here where it stays with my most used spices. For some reason I smell everything. I don't know. I'm just kind of weird that way. Make sure I'm not getting a surprise. So I'll just kind of listen to that. Count it out. Maybe about 2 tablespoons if I cared about measuring things. I can already smell it heating up. So I'm going to let that oil heat up and then I'll add the veggies. Alright, it's been a few minutes and my oil's been heating up. Since I can't see it, I just touch it. I stick my hand in the hot oil to see if it's ready. I'm just joking, I don't do that. But what I do is I just kind of feel around it and I can tell it's really hot now. So hopefully we'll get that nice sizzle when I put my veggies in here. This is always kind of a tricky thing, putting stuff into a hot skillet, so I just try to line myself up. I do kind of touch it lightly, and then hopefully I don't spill too much, and here we go. Oh, we got a good sizzle on that one. Make sure and stir this right away. My oil got pretty hot. The smell is already amazing. I'm going to turn down my heat and cook my veggies out, get them ready for the pastrami. I'm only going to do this for a few minutes because the veggies are going to keep cooking when I put the meat in. So I just want to go until I can smell a little bit of a difference from the onions, that caramelization we all know about. The smells here is amazing. I got 3 strong vegetables, jalapenos, garlic, and onion. I'm just going to keep stirring this. About another minute. Go. Alright, veggies have been cooking for a few minutes now, maybe about 5 minutes. They're a little soft to the touch, but not too much. I want to cook them down too much. Got my yummy pastrami right here. And I like my pastrami a little more cooked. So this again is from the butcher. I'm going to go ahead and kind of separate it off into here. And then basically it's going to be like a stir fry. Of course with this dish, I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. So there's going to be lots of salt with this pastrami already, so I'm not going to need to salt anything. The magic's going to come later when we add the cheese. Get all this in here and start stirring it. Just trying to make sure I get them all separated. So each little yummy slice has some time to cook. And I'm going to cook this until it gets brown on the edges. I like it a little more well done. Of course, the pastrami from the butcher comes already cooked. So you can just eat it straight or give it a slight warm up. So even though it was cooked meat, I'm still going to come over here, wash my hands at my sink. One thing I always try to do is put my spatula back right in this spot, and I usually fail at that, so it goes over here. So here we go, I got this heated up. I'm just going to kind of move this around, get everything mixing up. And as soon as they invent smell television, you guys will really love this one. Because I got the garlic, onion, smell the jalapeno, and now I'm getting that yummy pastrami smell in here. Alright, cook this for about 5 minutes. Go. Alright, I've had the yummy dish cooking for about 5 minutes. I've been chilling and relaxing. So, how I like to do the cheese part is I use my spatula and I kind of get it into 2 piles. I have turned down the heat. It was about 5 or medium heat, and now it's at really low simmer heat. course, I drained off all the oils, so it's healthy. Just joking, I didn't do that. All the grease is still right in here. So, got them separated into 2 piles. I could tell what's going on by just touching it with my spatula. Now I'm going to get my yummy jack cheese over here. I'm just going to kind of fill around, get these bad boys right on top, because melted cheese is amazing. So I have that going there. Got my 2 piles. I'm going to just let it sit there for a little while on a low simmer. And then I will prepare my yummy toasted sourdough bread with my mayonnaise, mustard, and spicy mustard. All right, pause again. Go. All right, now it's bread time. I got my sourdough bread toasted. Oh, cheers. And this part is a little different. Actually, buttering, mayonnaising, mustarding bread is pretty hard when you can't see what you're doing with a knife. So I do it with my fingers. I'm going to come over here and wash my hands. I do that right before every time I do this step, just to make sure everything is nice and clean. So we're going to do light mayonnaise, light mustard. I don't want it too goopy. There's already plenty of fat in this dish. It's just going to give it a little love. So, just going to start out a little bit on each guy. And I do know that 2 of these are smaller and 2 are bigger. That's what happens when you buy the real stuff. So, me and my partner already arm wrestled, and she usually wins. But this time I won, so I think I'll get the big one. But we might have to talk about it more. So, like I said, I use my fingers. It's really hard to judge evenness, but even for all your sightlings out there, if you're obsessive about your spread being spread evenly, this is actually a pretty good method. Just throwing it out there. So this might look like heavy mayo to some of you, but this is not Blind Visor Guy's heavy mayo. That will be on my roast beef sandwich or my turkey sandwich. This one is a little heavy actually. But that's what's cool about filling it. I could really get gist for what's going on down here, the front lines. So, because I have this slick mustard bottle somewhere, I'll just kind of double this up real quick. A little squirt on each one. A little on that one. I know this is a messy job, but just the way I prefer it. It's a way for me to get it done. This one's a little heavy. So I'll bring it over to this guy. And now, here's my secret ingredient. Get my hand wash over here. Now this one is that spicy mustard from the Chinese food place. So this I'm actually going to do the same thing. This one I'm going to be careful with. Don't want to have it overwhelm the sandwich. This is also really good on roast beef sandwiches. This kind of has that sauerkraut flavor. Alright, you can cut out for that. Alright, plating time. Let's do it. So, I got my bread on the plate. It's all been gooped up. I got my yummy treats here. So now the tricky part is trying not to spill this all over the place. So here we go. It's cooled down a little bit so I can touch it. Get this yummy morsel right here. Get it all ready on here. I'll do the other guy. There we go. Doesn't that look beautiful? Here we go. Let's finish this up. Plating is half the battle. could feel the crispy pastrami edges. So here we go. Oh, this is the bigger bread. This one's going to be mine. It's going to be amazing. Alright, here we go. Sharp knife over here somewhere. Cut these bad boys in half. He's ready for his close-up. Let's get this guy. Alright, there they are. Let's call them BBG's pastrami melts with a little bit of kick. Alright everybody, Blind Visor Guy, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired to go make something like this. I love cooking. I love to do it all the time. I get to use all my senses. Love to smell it, touch it, taste it. Of course, that's the best, tasting it. So, hope you enjoyed. This is Blind Visor Guy, signing off.